Hi everyone, welcome to the lesson on the cosine rule. This will follow on from the stuff we did last time, which was the sine rule. So remember, the way we label a non-right angle triangle, which is normally for the sine rule, like previously, we label our angles with capital A, B and C, and we label the opposite sides with the respective lowercase letters. Now with sine rule, we either had sine of A over A is equal to sine of B over C is equal to sine of C over C, or vice versa. A over sine of A is equal to B over sine of B is equal to C over sine of C. Okay? That was useful when we, for example, had two angles and a side, and we were looking for another side, or we had two sides and an angle, and I was looking for another angle. But let's say, for example, that you've got three sides and you want an angle, or you've got two sides and one angle, and you're after a particular different side, one that the angles don't provide you with from the sine rule. For that, we use this other rule. We use the cosine rule. Okay? And the cosine rule is given by a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. This is all lowercase, minus 2bc, still lowercase, cos of a. Now, before I go into using it, bear in mind this and the sine rule and the area of the triangle from next lesson are all given to you in your IGCSE formula sheets, so don't worry about remembering them. You are allowed to, you're given them in the exam. Now, hopefully you'll spot that the first part of this, a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared, looks very similar to something that you have come across before, namely Pythagoras' theorem. Some number squared is equal to two other numbers squared and added together. And in truth, this is just a general form of the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem applies to right angle triangles only. So if I thought about that and I made there's my 90 degrees there, that could be my A. Now if I included everything else, I could have my a squared plus b squared, all that nonsense. But cosine of A, what's cosine of 90? Well, if you do that on your calculator, cosine of 90 is 0. Okay, and if that's 0, that's gone. Hence, for a right angle triangle, we've got this. For a non-right angle triangle, we've got this application. We've just got the extra bit of minus 2bc cos of A. Okay, so let's have a go. We're going to, first of all, have a go of using the cosine rule to find a missing side. Then after that, I'm going to use it to find a missing angle, and then I'm going to mention some challenges that you can get later on using the cosine rule. So this starts off quite straightforward. It gets a bit harder. Okay, so let's say I've got a non-right angle triangle that looks like the following. I'm going to give this an angle of 83 degrees. I'm going to say that this is 7 meters, this is 8 meters. And I'm going to try and work out this angle here. Okay, this is what I've called x. So you can see on this triangle, I've got, if you want to start labelling sides with A, B's and C's, we can do so. But this is the angle I've got. This is my A, which means this side here is my A. And these two, it doesn't matter which way around they go, they're B and C. I do encourage people though, when you are considering the cosine rule, try not to think of it so rigidly in terms of the letters. Try and imagine it just as a V shape that can be made. If you can make a V shape where you've got the angle between, you've got the two sides of the side, it's the side opposite that is going to be the subject of the formula, the A squared. If you look here, here's the V shape. There's my A that's on the inside of the angle. Okay, B and C are either side of it. Doesn't matter which way around they are. The opposite is A squared. Everything is going to fall into play. Here's my V shape. 83 is my angle, 7 and 8 are my B and C, X is my A. Now if I go through and type this into the cosine rule, well, I'm going to have my A squared, my X squared is equal to B squared, 7 squared plus 8 squared, because that's C squared, minus 2 times 7 times by 8 times by the cosine of 83. So if you go ahead and you type all that first bit into your calculator, 7 squared, you've got 49, plus 8 squared, which is 64, minus, and then be careful to put this in bit in brackets, 2 times 7 times 8 times the cosine of 83, and you should get, falling out of that, 99.3506 blah blah blah. Great, we'll write that down. Okay, 99.35063354. But that is not the end of the story. Because, like Pythagoras, you've got something squared, which means in order to get it on its own, we now need to take the square root. So I'm going to take the square root on my calculator of the answer, leaving me with 9.967478795. And this was in metres, so that's in metres as well. And the last bit of this is now going to be to say that's 9.9, round this up, 9.97 metres to 3 significant figures. And there we have it. That is the cosine rule applied to finding different sides. So as long as you've got two sides already and an angle, you can find the other side of the triangle using the cosine rule. Okay? Now, when it's the other way round, and you've got, for example, this angle, let's say it was this side that was missing, it might be a good idea to use the sine rule first to try and find one of the other angles. Okay, and once you found the other angle, and use this, because otherwise you end up with a quadratic in terms of this unknown, okay, which is not ideal. Okay, so if you're ever unsure if you've got a missing angle, if you've got one missing angle and two sides, use first of all the sine rule to find the other angle, and then use the side from there. Okay, but this is one where you've got the opposite case. It's the easiest way. So let's do another one. So this time, let's say that I'm going to have this set up here. I'm going to have this as 60 degrees. And this is going to be 9 metres, and this is going to be 10 metres. And I'm going to work out the missing side, x. Again, look for the V shape. The V shape is here. Okay, the angle between is 60, so that's my A. The side opposite, the unknown, is my lowercase a. It doesn't matter which way around these go, these could be my B and C. But notice that I'm just using the notation because that's what it says in the formula. I'm getting used to the idea that I'm just looking for a V shape at any point. So now, applying this formula, the a squared, so x squared, is equal to b squared plus c squared, 9 squared plus 10 squared, minus 2 times b times by c times by cos of your angle, which is 60. Cos of 60 is a half, so when I do 60 as a half, that's going to cancel for 2. 9 times 10 is going to be 90. So I'm going to have x squared is 81 plus 100 minus 90. Okay, adding all of them together, 81 plus 100, I've got 181, and then take away 90, I've got 191 there, so x is going to be equal to the square root of 191, which is equal to, on our calculators, 13 points, I'll just drop my calculator, there we go, 13.82027496 units, metres, and therefore we are looking at 13.8 metres to 3 significant figures. And there we have it. So that's how we use the cosine rule to find a missing side. I'm going to pause the video so that you can look at this and have a go of it. The next part is going to be looking at it with angles. Okay? So pausing video in 3, 2, 1.